What a WWE SmackDown Live that was last night, guys. And today, this is going to be Matt's WWE SmackDown Live review from last night's show. So here we go. We kick off WWE SmackDown Live with the United States Champion Kevin Owens. What he says that this is the new Kevin Owens show, he says. Then he starts to talk about Canada is better than USA, he was saying, and other stuff. And then, of course, out comes the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin. He starts to come out, and then he says that you beat people up and I beat people up and stuff like that. He was saying on the microphone to Kevin Owens, and after what I did to Dean Ambrose, but then he got traded to Raw with the Intercontinental Belt, so I want to get a title shot after you, Kevin Owens. And then, of course, who interrupts them too is, whoa, Sami Zayn. Let's go. And then Kevin Owens says this cannot be real. This cannot be real to Sami Zayn. Then Sami Zayn says this is real to Kevin Owens. And plus, Sami Zayn is officially here on SmackDown Live, Sami Zayn says. And I really enjoy that part too, guys. And then, of course, hey, we don't want none. That's right, the phenomenal one. AJ Styles comes out. He starts to come out and say that welcome to SmackDown Live, and then he says this to Sami Zayn about he's like the underdog ground and stuff, and also the Lone Wolf and stuff like that. And then, of course, he also says that AJ Styles is still staying on SmackDown, and AJ Styles is the one that built SmackDown Live, he said. And also, yes, the GM, Daniel Bryan, comes out, then he starts to say that since there is nobody to defend a belt for right now, we can't put the U.S. champion title on the line right now. And stuff is that we are going to have a triple threat match, and whoever wins, the number one contender for the United States belt, will face either Chris Jericho or Kevin Owens, whoever wins the belt at Payback. And also, he also says this, it will be AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, versus Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin tonight. And that was good. Now we have match number 1 of the night. Randy Orton versus Eric Rowan. And during the match, Bray Wyatt shows up on the mini Tantron cutting a promo on Randy Orton and stuff. But then the lights go back out and stuff. Then Randy Orton, he starts to get distracted outside of the ring looking for Bray Wyatt and stuff. And then, of course, Eric Rowan hits Randy Orton with the steel steps. And then, of course, and then Randy Orton gets this move, like the finisher on Eric Rowan. So that was pretty shocking to me, and that was pretty it. Now we have match number 2 of the night. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos versus American Alpha. That match was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. And after the match, the Usos won. And after the match, we saw a trade. The Shining Stars, Primo and Epico. What they did to Jason Jordan, they threw him into a post. And then, of course, right after that, they also did to Chad Gable. They also did their finisher on him. And then, of course, the Primo Epico were just standing tall. And now we have Match number 3 of the night. Mojo Rawley versus Jinder Mahal, who got traded from Raw to SmackDown Live. And now we have Mojo Rawley, the match. They will join the match. Ron Gronkowski was there again, one half of the New England Patriots. Of course, what he does during the match, he says, "You like throwing a cup of beer at me? Well, he guys tasted his own medicine. He threw a cup of beer at Jinder Mahal like this in his face." And then, of course, Mojo Rawley won with the 1, 2, 3. And that was it for that match, guys. It was pretty good. Now we have a segment in the ring, and it is Here Comes the Money, Shane McMahon. He starts to come out that there's a Land of SmackDown opportunity for the women's division and stuff like that. And then, of course, he says other stuffs too. He starts to say, and then he starts to call out the women's on SmackDown Live, the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Naomi. The next he calls out Natalia, and then Fabulous Carmella, who's with James Ellsworth. Then he calls out Becky Lynch. Then, of course, he starts to talk for a little bit to them and say there's going to be 2 members of the new ones. So here we go. But before it starts, James Ellsworth says, "Naomi is a horrible SmackDown Live Women's Champion." And then Naomi says this back, "Well, chick," and stuff like that to other stuff, to Carmella and stuff. "Please just tell us who is going to be on SmackDown Live," to Shane McMahon, Naomi was saying. "We would like to know." And then, of course, Shane McMahon announces we have a Hall of Famer, and she is a second legend, and it is Tamina. And of course it is Jimmy Fly Snuka's daughter, which that's pretty cool looking to see. And then of course he says we have another Hall of Famer of a father, and it is Charlotte Flair. Woo! So that's pretty good. And now we have match number 4 of the night before it started. It was Aiden English, who used to be with Simon Gotch. So Aiden English just did like a promo, like a soap opera thing in the ring. And then of course interrupted by perfect 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Tyler Dingler. He starts to come out. Then they had their match. That match was pretty good. Tyler Dingler won. So that was pretty good. His second debut on SmackDown Live. He won again. And now we have a segment in the ring. It was the show off Dolph Ziggler. Of course, he says, "I am still staying on SmackDown Live, and nobody cannot do anything," and other different stuff Dolph Ziggler was saying. Then he got interrupted by the Whoa, Shinsuke Nakamura. And all the fans are like this, Nakamura, Nakamura, Nakamura. And then Dolph Ziggler says this, "Who are you?" And then of course, Shinsuke Nakamura says this, "You know who I am? I'm Shinsuke Nakamura." And then, of course, Dolph Ziggler about to give him that boot kick leg to him. And then, of course, he stopped it with his hand, Shinsuke Nakamura did. And then, of course, Dolph Ziggler just leaves like he was afraid. And then they just played, "Whoa, whoa." And that was it. Now we have the main event of the night. Oh, and plus, before it started, The New Day are coming soon to SmackDown Live, and that's pretty good. Now we have the main event. AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin versus Sami Zayn for number 1 contenders to face Kevin Owens for the United States belt. Either it's going to be Chris Jericho or Kevin Owens, whoever wins that Payback. So, here we go with the match. That match was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Sami Zayn got thrown onto the steel ramp, of course. And then, of course, AJ Styles, he did the phenomenal forearm onto Sami Zayn and got the pin. And that was it for WWE SmackDown Live with AJ Styles celebrating, doing this and doing that. We don't want none. And that was it. So what a SmackDown Live that was last night, guys. So guys, once again, please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Peace out, guys. See ya.